Hello everyone. In this video, let us continue the lesson titled The Last Lesson. We have completed the first paragraph. In the first paragraph, we came to know about the participles which Franz was not prepared, and we came to know about his temptations on the way to his school. He was tempted by the chirping of birds, and the Prussian soldiers were drilling sawmill. All these were much more attracting, much more tempting for him than going to school and studying about the rules of participles. Okay, so this is what we studied in the first paragraph. Now let us continue. Please take your textbook and follow it. Let me continue with the next paragraph. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. For the last 2 years, all our bad news had come from there. The last battles, the draft, the orders of the commanding officer, and I thought to myself, without stopping, what can be the matter now? Then, as I hurried by as fast as I could, the blacksmith watched her, who was there, with his apprentice reading the bulletin, called after me, "Don't go so fast, Bob. You'll get to your school in plenty of time." I thought he was making fun of me and reached M. Hamel's little garden all out of breath. Okay, now let us try to understand all that we have read now. Here in this paragraph, he is talking about, the narrator is talking about the news that was displayed in the bulletin board. For the past 2 years, all the bad news had come from there. He is aware of it. The boy, Franz, is aware of it, but he did not wait there to check about the news that was displayed there. And he is running to school. And those standing there are aware that that was the last day for the school to have class in French language. From the following day onwards, German is going to be enforced. They are going to learn everything in German language. Franz was not aware of it. So he hurried. He went very fast to school, and this blacksmith says, "Hey, don't go so fast. You will get to your school in plenty of time." What does it mean? Even if you go little later, today it is not a problem. Your teacher will start only after you reach. You don't need to hurry. So the school is not going to punish you. The teacher is not going to punish you. That is the implication of Mr. Watchter, the blacksmith. And as I said here in the book, Franz thought that he was making fun of him, and he did not pay attention to him. He did not worry about what he said. He did not bother about him, and he went to school all out of breath. Means he reached very fast. Okay. Now let me give you some questions here. The first question: why didn't Franz stop to respond to the comment made by the blacksmith Watchter? Okay. Then one more question: how can you say that the blacksmith was making fun of little Franz? Okay, these are the two questions. Now let us continue with the next paragraph. Usually, when school began, there was a great bustle which could be heard out in the street. The opening and closing of desks, lessons repeated in unison, very loud, with our hands over our ears to understand better, and the teacher's great ruler rapping on the table. But now it was all so still. I had counted on the commotion to get to my desk without being seen. But of course, that day everything had to be as quiet as a Sunday morning. Through the window I saw my classmates already in their places, and M. Hamel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. I can imagine how blushed and how frightened I was. But nothing happened. M. Hamel saw me and said very kindly, "Go to your place quickly, little Franz. We were beginning without you." Okay, now let us try to understand this paragraph. So, this paragraph talks about the reaching of Franz to the classroom. He goes very fast and he is afraid of a great scolding. Firstly, because he was unprepared for the rule of participles, and secondly, because he was late, so he was afraid to go to school. Usually, when he reaches the school, there would be great bustle, great commotion, great noise, but on that day, everything was silent. There was no noise, everybody was seated in their place, and they were waiting for the teacher to say something, but it doesn't happen on all the other days. On all the other days, a lot of noise, dragging of chairs, wrapping of the desk, students repeating in chorus, and so on. So that was what happening every day, but on that day it was quite different. Everything was quite strange. Okay, everything was silent. So so the little boy guessed that something had happened. Something is there. Okay, so he went in quietly, but he wanted to take advantage of the commotion and reach his place without being noticed. But on that day it was not possible. But on all the other days it must have been made possible for him because of the commotion and the noise. But on that day it was not possible because everybody was silent. Okay, there was pin drop silence. Everybody was quiet in their place. So he was not able to take advantage of the commotion and go to his place. And besides, another surprising thing was that the teacher was very polite. He did not scold him. He said very politely to the boy, "Hey Franz, we were waiting for you. You go to your place and be seated." And he was surprised. He was shocked. He did not know anything about what had happened. So from the home till the school, he has observed many things and he was not aware of the news that was displayed in the bulletin board. And it is because of the news that was displayed there in the bulletin board, all these changes are taking place. And the boy little Franz is not aware of all these. Okay, and another thing is that the boy observed that the teacher was with his suit, which he wears only on Sundays and great occasions. He does not wear this on all the other occasions. Only on Sundays and great occasions he wears. So that was also seen. And see, when he enters the classroom, he was blushed. What do you mean by blushed? He was feeling ashamed. He was feeling ashamed that everybody noticed him. He wanted to take the advantage of the commotion and go to the classroom, but it was not possible. Okay, now let me give you some questions from this paragraph. Question number 1. What is the usual way of running the school? Okay, in other words, how different the atmosphere was in the school on that day when Franz reached the school. Let me repeat, how different the atmosphere in the school when Franz reached the school late on that day. Okay, then question number 2. What things Franz observed on that day in the classroom? Okay, then one more question I shall give you. How did Franz want to enter the classroom? What was his idea to enter the classroom? What idea did he have in his mind to get into the classroom without being noticed? Okay, so with this I shall complete this video. In the next video I shall talk about the next paragraph. Okay.